Hello everyone, welcome back to Clementine Creative. My name is Clementine. I'm back with another video. This week we're doing a male character. We had a female 2 week or 3 weeks in a row. No, I decided to do a male one. There's two reasons for that. One is a comment that I saw. Two is I wanted to do a survival type character for a while. Somebody that looks like has been in a zombie apocalypse. And this was a perfect opportunity. Now in the beginning you're gonna see me draw the pose. I'm not using the pose that I usually have. That'll help you and better understand the process behind drawing one. But of course that was a fail, what you saw in the beginning. Now you're gonna see how I actually my attempt, a successful attempt. Again, it's not always successful, right? Sometimes you try something and it just doesn't work out. That's totally fine, and if that happens to you, you're not the only one in the world. But again, now you see me just throw in the head, the arms, and that's really all knowing the proportions at this point. The size of everything. Here you see me take the head and measure to see how much the body is big. Here we see 5 heads for the legs and 3 for the body, which makes the character 8 heads tall, which is okay. This is normal for a normal human being, I think, if I remember correctly. But what you're gonna see me do now is throw in the actual body. So again, this is something where you need the knowledge of actual proportions, where the muscles go, and these kind of things you can learn by just looking at different anatomy books. There's also anatomy online. One of the great websites that I found quite a couple of years ago, I would say it had to be like 6 years ago, was a website called Pose Maniacs, or Maniacs, I think. Yeah, Pose Maniac. And it's still active as far as I remember. I haven't checked it recently, but it has a bunch of these poses, right? In different, basically mannequins with different poses. But these mannequins are basically just muscle, right? So you can see all the muscle constructions. That's one of the good things today, that you get a lot of this content for free. You get to see how these muscles work in a different position. For me, myself, personally, I looked at books. I studied anatomy book. That helped me tremendously while creating these characters. And yeah, now I'm just, practicing. Every time you draw, you rehearse what you've read, and that's how you become good at what you do. But what you see me do now is just sketching in the guy. I try to do an older dude. I didn't want a young, freshly, like mid-20s. I wanted somebody that's a little bit older. So this dude is like 53, somewhere around there. Definitely retired. The theme is sort of an apocalypse. In my head, it was a zombie apocalypse. I am very much into zombies. And a while back, actually, this character, as you're going to see me paint him later on, actually began to look a lot like Joel from The Last of Us, which I don't think is coincidental. I think that happened because I just recently played it, so it's in my mind, right? It's been in my mind as I was drawing this. That is something pretty normal, right? So that happens to us a lot. And when somebody sometimes says that, oh, this looks a lot like that character, it might just be because you've been playing that certain game and you have this idea in your head because you saw this cool character and you thought to yourself, how badass would it be if I try to do it? And then, a lot of times what turns out is that the design looks very similar to what's already been done. Again, this one is a very good example. But his face sort of also reminded me of Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher. The Witcher. That's how Siri says it. I'm a Witcher. I love how they speak in this really weird accent for Polish people. Not at all what you would expect. At least not me. I actually don't know what Polish accent sounds like. But yeah. So here you actually see some parts of the design that I later cut out. The machete is not in. He doesn't have any rifles, doesn't have a bow, and he doesn't have the knee pads. Now the reason why I took that out is because anything with weapons is pretty much cool looking, right? So you try to make the guy look cool without any awesome gadgets. Like I say gadgets, I also mean weapons. The guy looks really, really cool as it already is without weapons, and that's what you want. You want somebody that looks cool without cool elements added to it. If we take what are easy designs to do, something like a woman with a gun or a car with a mounted machine gun, these are the sort of things that are so easy to design and so hard to get wrong because they just generally look really cool together. So really I try to decrease the amount of firearms, so he only has that pistol in the front, like kind of sort of in the pants, and that's about it as far as firearms go. He does have bullets on the side. He has got shotgun ammo and like sniper rifle ammo. Again, a lot of it is for visuals, but also if this was a video game, you would have actual weapons. Except in this presentation drawing, I didn't actually include those. Let me have a bit of a sip here of this delicious drink that is untranslatable. Dust juice, Mountain Dew juice. I saw that one video of this lady drinking mountain juice. Like the title of the video is like redneck drinking mountain juice or something like that, and it was like under my suggested videos, which is really strange because I don't look at rednecks drinking Mountain Dew usually on the internet, but in that instance I did. And yeah, you know, you see a lot of things on the internet. It opens your mind to a world of possibilities. But let's leave that sort of thing on YouTube, and let's look at this guy and talk a little bit more about some of the painting tricks that I used here. One of the things that I did, you can see on his clothing, he's got a bunch of these little lines, right? Makes the entire clothing look a little bit more worn. Now that's the key element when drawing this guy, is he has to look like he's been through a lot of stuff. That's the only way to convey a really good looking survival guy. You know, dirty clothing, you don't want this guy to be clean and slick. In fact, it's preferable if this guy looks as messed up as possible, but still make him look really cool. Funny enough, he reminds me of Negan a lot from The Walking Dead. If you watch The Walking Dead, you would know who that is, with a whole baseball bat. But that was not one of the ideas that I had while drawing this guy. Again, trying to throw in this machete, but later I decided I didn't want any of this kind of stuff. You know, he already has a baseball bat, so I just stuck with that. Made him as plain as possible from legs down, or from top, torso down. Just adding blood, you know, dirty spots, anything that really adds that sort of grip onto the character and just sort of more reality, like a little bit more realism. Because if you're surviving, you will definitely get dirty. It's not a clean activity. Again, depends on what you're surviving, but we're talking about an apocalypse here. So it's definitely does a number on you. So you want to portray that with clothing, dirt, you know, anything you can really think of without getting overwhelming. I wanted to add a shotgun there, but what later happened was that it looked very strange with the whole baseball bat. It intersected in a weird way. I didn't like the look of it, so I canceled it out. Plus, again, I'm sorry about that. Plus, I didn't want any firearms. Again, you know, making him look cool without trying to add him like a million firearms on top of him, even though that was my initial idea, was for him to have a bunch of weapons. But I think we are coming to an end. Are we? Very close. We're very close. I want to thank you all for watching my videos, you know, for supporting my YouTube channel. I'm very grateful for all the views or the comments, and yeah, thanks for watching these videos, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Everything changes.
Steam, or the heat, basically, from the actual explosion of the bullet that happens inside of the gun. Takes that